After much teasing, the all-electric G-Class is finally revealed. Having previewed the EQG concept all the way back in 2021 and giving sneak peeks of the electric SUV being tested, Mercedes has now unveiled the actual car at the 2024 Beijing Motor Show. The Mercedes model, most shaped by its history, is getting its biggest change in more than 4 decades, with the 2025 Mercedes-Benz G580 with EQ technology bringing electrification to the G-Wagon. Stay with us to know what's different and new in this new electric G-Wagon. The Mercedes G-Class G580 EQ is a big deal because it's the first electric version of the famous G-Wagon. This introduction represents Mercedes-Benz's commitment to blending luxury with sustainability in the automotive industry. With a rich history dating back to the 1970s, the G-Class has evolved from a military vehicle into a symbol of rugged elegance and performance. Now, with the integration of EQ technology, the G580 sets a new standard for both off-road capability and eco-friendliness. It embodies Mercedes-Benz's vision of the future, where electric mobility meets uncompromising luxury and adventure. Exterior. From the outside, there aren't many changes. The 2025 G-Class still looks boxy, but now you can choose to have the grille covered and it lights up around the edges. The hood is a bit higher and the rear wheel arches stick out more to help with wind flow. Instead of a spare tire at the back, you can opt for a design box on the side door. This box can store the G580's charging cable or other stuff you might need. The back door is where you'll find the badge. This electric G-Class introduces a new electric vehicle to Mercedes's lineup. It also changes how Mercedes names its cars. Instead of using the rumored EQG name for this SUV, they're sticking with their old way of naming cars. Current electric models like the EQS and EQE will still keep their names. But in the future, electric cars will have their drivetrain technology added to the end of their regular name. So, for example, a fancy electric sedan in the future might be called the S-Class with EQ technology. Interior. Inside the cabin, the EV looks fairly similar to the regular G-Class. Walnut wood finishes, leather seats, and the rugged grab handles all feature as standard. The two 12.3-inch screens on the dash will run the latest MBUX infotainment system and feature an augmented reality sat-nav and a voice assistant, which will be able to learn and make suggestions for the driver. The exterior cameras will be displayed on the central screen in low-visibility situations, as well the off-road cockpit, which will show data like steering angles, tire pressures, a compass, and a virtual view beneath the front of the car when approaching steep off-road obstacles, or high curbs and bollards in an urban setting. Edition 1 will feature black wing mirrors, silver running boards, 5 manufacturer paint finishes, and blue accents for the G logos. The Edition 1 interior will also receive an uprated sound system, a sunroof, Edition 1 badging with blue inserts, as well as temperature-controlled cup holders. Powertrain. Here you must be thinking, how do we make sure the electric G-Class stays tough and reliable while switching to electric power? Manuel Urstoger, the engineer leading the development of the G580's powertrain, emphasizes that keeping the G's rugged abilities was top priority. This meant ensuring the electric G could handle steep slopes, big rocks, muddy terrain, sandy dunes, and deep water, just like the regular G, without any sacrifices. That meant all-wheel drive, of course, but Urstoger's team determined that for the ultimate in control and capability, the G580 needed a motor to drive each wheel through its own 2-speed transmission. The G580 had to keep its classic G-Class appearance, so all the electric parts had to fit in the same space as the regular hardware of the W463 G-Class. The fact that the G-Class is built on a ladder frame made this possible. Power comes from 4 145-horsepower electric motors attached to the ladder frame. Together, they give the G580 a total output of 579 horsepower and 859 lb-ft of torque. These motors are powered by a 2-tier 216-cell lithium-ion battery with a usable capacity of 116 kilowatt-hour. Mercedes says this setup allows the 6,600-pound G580 to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds and reach a top speed of 112 miles per hour, limited electronically. It's expected to have a range of about 240 miles per charge, according to EPA estimates. The battery will accept charge rates of up to 200 kilowatt on a DC fast charger, meaning it can be taken from a 10% state of charge to 80% in 32 minutes. To make sure it can handle tough off-road adventures, even though most G-Class owners never go off-road, the battery is protected by a strong casing that can withstand twists and turns and is also waterproof. This allows the G580 to go through water up to 33.5 inches deep, which is 5.9 inches deeper than regular G-Wagons powered by gas can handle without special equipment. The battery casing is also shielded by a tough carbon composite skid plate attached to the frame with 50 steel screws. This skid plate weighs 127 pounds on its own, but Urstuger explains that if it were made of steel to provide the same protection, it would weigh 3 times as much. With the battery weight low in the vehicle, it can also handle side slopes of up to 35 degrees. The powertrain allows the wheels on each side of the vehicle to spin in different directions, letting the G580 pivot around its center like a tank, a move called the G-turn by Mercedes-Benz. This feature can be activated in low range with rock mode selected by pressing a button on the dash. The G-turn can spin the G580 up to 2 full rotations to the left or right, depending on which paddle on the steering wheel is pulled. Another feature, G-steering, helps reduce the turning radius on tight trails by slowing down the inside rear wheel while speeding up the outside one. Like G-turn, it's only available in low range with rock mode selected, and it can be activated by pressing another button on the dash, working at speeds up to 15 mph. In low range, drivers can activate a smart crawl function, like a super slow cruise control. The slow crawl keeps the speed just above 1 mph on flat ground or downhill. The variable crawl lets the speed go up to between 3 and 4 and allows the driver to increase it to 9 mph on downhill slopes between 10 to 20 degrees. You can switch between the crawl speed settings by clicking the paddles on the steering wheel. So, what about the thorny subject of weight? With such a big battery pack in an already heavy platform, the 3085 kg curb weight shouldn't be too much of a surprise. This weight doesn't prevent it from being able to climb a 45-degree angle with a grippy enough surface and have a 35-degree maximum lean angle. If you're still worried about automotive bloat, opt for the EQ-only Squircle storage box on the back instead of a full-sized spare to save 40 kg and have somewhere handy for your charging cables. Now, the only question left is how much all this will cost. The more pressing detail still to be announced is just how much the new electric G-Wagon will cost when it arrives in US dealerships in the second half of 2024. For now, a safe prediction is that it'll be one of Mercedes's most expensive models. The G580 will start at $153,000 and the Edition 1 at $206,000, and almost certainly in short supply. While the automaker says it has arranged production so that the balance between internal combustion and electric G-Class can be shifted around according to demand, overall production capacity will still be limited. Outro. To wrap things up, the Mercedes G-Class G580 EQ is making waves as it combines durability with eco-friendliness. This SUV is built to tackle rough roads while also being mindful of its impact on the planet. Its advanced features and dedication to sustainability are turning heads in the automotive world. Now, the real question arises. Are you feeling tempted to switch to the electric G580? With its impressive performance and green credentials, it's certainly worth considering. Would you be interested in adding this cutting-edge vehicle to your garage? Let us know your thoughts on the Mercedes G580 EQ in the comment sections, and if you're considering making it your next ride, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get more updates on new upcoming models in the automotive world. Thanks for watching.